Hi, this is Tim Clark with End Times Matrix News, coming to you with a special edition of breaking news of Crazy September. This one is about all the breaking events of September that are escalating rapidly. So we're putting out another one real fast here. And I have Chris with me today to discuss all the crazy stuff. And how are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good.
Does this look like we're coming into a crazy season here?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There's all kinds of prepper news, isn't there?
Yes. Major.
So what has Barack Obama done related to prepper news?
Well, it appears that Obama has called September National Preparedness Month. It's on the ready.gov website, and you can connect to FEMA to know about all the disasters and know where your FEMA station is, in case you want to go there if there is a national emergency.
So they got all kinds of FEMA apps so that we can stay in touch with FEMA, so they can know where to pick us up from and which sheep pen to put us in. And yes, I'm being sarcastic here because we all know that FEMA has been preparing, but not necessarily for our benefit here. I'm reading this article and I'm just kind of shocked about National Preparedness Month here. And it says, in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand to this 31st day of August in the year of our Lord, 2016, and of the independence of the United States of America, the 241st Barack Obama. National Preparedness Month. And another one of these kind of executive order things about national preparedness. This just really caught my eye because Stephen Ben-Danoon reported that the Czech Republic had done a national preparedness push with their population. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, theirs is a little different than ours. They're saying stock up on food and water now. And just like Germany, they had said to their citizens, hoard food and water now. That's their national preparedness month. So they have it in September. We have it in September.
So why are all these national leaders all of a sudden becoming preppers? What are they trying to prepare us for? Or is this just another one of these occult disclaimers? Well, I let you know ahead of time, and if you didn't prepare, well, then the karmic load on me isn't as high. I mean, that's some of the strange ways people look at it. But to have Merkel, to have Obama, to have the Czech Republic talking about national preparedness, about storing up, and I'm sure that they weren't thinking of hurricanes, although we do have a lot of flooding and stuff in the United States and Louisiana and fires out west. But it's not like Obama ever cared about people in the first place, that he would actually think about helping them out. This is very strange to me. You have any other thoughts on this?
I agree. It's very, very strange. I guess the United States puts it a little bit differently in their preparedness month, all nicely and everything, not to alarm us. But, I mean, in the other countries, they're saying, hurry up, gather food and water, store it now. It's a little bit different than what they're saying here.
Yeah, and it's just very strange to me. So we're going to move right along to some of these other stories that I thought are very strange going on right now. The first one was related to this comic book ad out of Daily Mail in the UK that basically was commemorating the fire of London in 1666, the 350th anniversary of it. And when you scroll down and you look at their big print things, what they have there, they say the Great Fire of London, Tuesday the 4th, September 1666. And so we have a big church on the fire here. What did you think when you first saw this ad when I sent this to you? Did you think it was anything out of the norm?
Well, when you mentioned that it was in representation of the end of the church, and then you mentioned to me that the Arch of Triumph, which is exactly the Arch of Bel, which is Bel is Jupiter and Zeus, being put up in New York.
That was from Michael Snyder's End of the American Dream. He put out an article on the 1st talking about the Arch of Triumph going up in New York City on the 19th. And I remember the whole internet was abuzz on this Arch of Triumph. I think the symbolism now, this month represents the end of something if this thing's going up. But go ahead, tell us about what it really means.
The Arch of Triumph is in representation of defeating the Christians and the real Jews, because when Titus went to Israel and he defeated the Jews and he took the Arch of Triumph back to Rome and put it up as a symbol that he defeated them. And there's another Arch of Triumph in Washington that we posted before that had the Twin Towers in between it, which is now the One World Trade Center. The Arches of Bel, the United Nations were putting these up all over the United States. And I think that people complained and didn't want them up because they represented Bel. So they changed the name to the Arch of Triumph. So these arches are still going up.
Right, and it is triumphal for Lucifer, but it's not triumphal for us, for civilized America, civilized humans. So here we got it on the 19th, and it's supposed to be going up. And I'm sure that was voted on by everybody that they wanted that to happen. Again, that's representing something to do with the church. So here I got this comic book strip with the burning church, a commemoration of 1666 and the burning down of the big cathedral. And then we got the Arch of Triumph symbolizing the conquest of Christians and Jews. And then we got National Preparedness Month. And then we got the rest of the European states starting to prepare. And that just brought me up to what was the video that I just came out of my mind and we watched considering this topic?
That was the Kanye West video, No Church in the Wild.
Mm-hmm. Which is exactly a representation of all these stories put together. Because this Black Lives Matters, George Soros spawned, paid for revolution stuff that they've been trying to push with the races. The Kanye West video from 2012, No Church in the Wild, is an exact representation of what they're trying to do this month. There's a character figure in there that we just discussed in our previous video, and that's the character of Ganesh. And what does Ganesh represent regarding what we're seeing with fire and September? What does it represent to you, Chris?
The Ganesh does represent the cosmic egg like we spoke about in the last video, and the Ogdo, the Trinity, the capstone, putting the head on the body. I was just shocked when you sent me that video when I saw that elephant, because they are celebrating the Chaturthi Ganesh holiday of the Ganesh, which is the cosmic egg, past, present, and future, on September the 4th and 5th. So that's another holiday that they're celebrating.
It also lines up with the comic book that we looked at, which was the September 4th, 1666, and the cathedral on fire. That goes right along with Kanye West, No Church in the Wild, which goes in with Ganesh here in our previous show. I mean, this is crazy how all this stuff strings together.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're showing the defeating the church, and behind the scenes, they have worked very hard through the media, through churches, through the Jesuits, Freemasonry, and all of this connection with the mind over the years in order to prepare for this time when they are going to try to bring in their Antichrist and raise their Antichrist through CERN. But that's another show.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely another show. But what I'm seeing right now is we're seeing a big convergence here of, I would say, their big push for chaos. This whole Kanye West, No Church in the Wild, or orchestrated race riots goes right in line with Colin Kaepernick of the San Francisco 49ers, a person who won't stand up and salute the flag because he's basically taking the Black Lives Matter, George Soros stance, where there's police brutality just against blacks. It's another race division kind of thing. I'm sure he probably is getting a paycheck from George Soros every time he does that, since they're promoting this kind of thing.
Right. Also in the video, No Church in the Wild, it represents Set and Horus too, because the Ganesh represents dark and light, fire, and it represents the sun and the moon, Set and Horus. The video, you see fire in the video, and you see all of the gods, the Greek, Roman gods, and they are the draconian lawgivers. These are the people that call themselves sons of Jupiter that actually hung Jesus on the cross. And so they have these statues in the video showing Apollo as triumphed and then showing the fire and in the night. So that means dark and light. And dark and light represents chaos as set in horse.
And you can also look in that video, if you watch it, you can see that the military state, the Nazi police state, the global Nazi police state, is the order that comes out of the chaos, if you want to just look at it there. They're showing it in that video also. And it's crazy. This stuff is just insane. It's orchestrated by people who follow Lucifer. It's not naturally occurring. People are very peaceful. Americans are peaceful. This government is not peaceful. These people in office at the top are not peaceful. That takes us to the final really weird news, which is the Zuckerberg story of him meeting the Pope. Now, Zuckerberg is the head of Facebook, and I've always said there's no way Zuckerberg founded Facebook or came up with a social platform, because he looks like an Asperger's kid to me. And he doesn't look anything like he can run anything. But I think he's another one of these Rockefeller kids or something, and they just plug him in there. But the point is, he meets the Pope, and the Pope and him do a little press conference thing, and he opens up his thing, and he says he thinks that the people in Africa need to have internet service. And I'm going, why? Why do the people in Africa need internet service? Do they need Skynet to be over them to control them because you can't leave them out of the loop? Of course, you got the Pope here, one world religion guy, and you got Zuckerberg, part of the technocracy of the global billionaire technocrats that are sitting around the round table of their Atlantis fallen Lucifer kingdom. If you look back just a little ways, you remember that the Pope met with the head of Google and also the head of Apple earlier this year in January. So you've had these major folks meet with the Pope, and we're coming up on Obama's censorship. He's going to hand over the internet in the next month or so. Yeah. So you got the Facebook, you got Google, and you got Apple, and dealing with the Pope, who doesn't want any more of us bloggers and folks out there to have freedom to talk about his New World Order and the coming Antichrist. That's where I am with this. What do you think of the things we just talked about?
Yeah, I see everything coming together for the New World Order. Actually, Kanye West mentions the new religion in his video.
Right, right.
And I think that with Obama giving the internet over to the United Nations, which is false peace, because the United Nations want gun control. They want to control America through the Luciferian agenda. This is in Project Bluebeam. This is why Serge Monest wrote this article, and he was killed for it, because the United Nations is built on Lucifer's trust. And it is a Thelma-based organization, just like JPL, which is NASA. They are all focused on this capstone, on this Ganesh, on this Horus and Set, on this chaos, in order to become one body. And as Anthony said, for CERN to connect to Saturn and bring in this golden age. This is what they are all looking forward to, because they all worship the cube. They all make those hex symbolism, the eye symbolism, the 666, and the triangle. They all make the hexes symbol. You see Angela Merkel do it all the time, and all of these leaders do. They make the hell Satan hand symbolism all the time, and this is what they believe in. They believe that they are from this star system, that they are from this certain bloodline, and they want to rule this world and take over by false peace, by connecting people to FEMA camps and Facebook, because on ready.gov, you can connect to Facebook, Twitter, and FEMA camps, and you can be connected in this loop. That's what they want, so that way they can have everyone connected to everything, to get them ready for a disaster, maybe a nuke hitting New York City, so they can round people up during martial law and make everybody think that this is going to be a new world order and they will submit to Lucifer.
Yeah, and I think the very last part of this thing, just to wrap it up, was that the SpaceX just tried to launch a new satellite, and that actually blew up on the launch pad. And it was actually a Facebook satellite that was on there. And I just thought, this is way too coincidental after Zuckerberg meeting with the Pope. I wouldn't doubt that the Russians had something to do with using some energy weapon of some sort to set it on fire. But that's a conspiracy side there. But as far as America and Russia, America is trying to provoke Russia into action, and Russia definitely has the Tesla technology, the energy weapon technology to do stuff like that. So we're in very interesting times. I think that they're signaling the collapse is on its way, and that they're trying to escalate the collapse through social disorder, according to the basic playbook of Colin Kaepernick, Kanye West, No Church in the Wild, and other things like that, social upheaval.
Right. And the only thing that we need to be prepared for is Jesus Christ, because he is God. In the word, it says that he has all authority in heaven and earth. We should be prepared for him and what he has for us, not for this world and not for what the world has for us. We have free will. We can decide what we want in our heart.
Right. So our national preparedness is prepare for Jesus and prepare to be with Jesus. Don't prepare to be with Obama, Merkel, or the Czech Republic, or any of these other folks. The point is, we're supposed to expose the dark by shining the light of Christ. And the church is the light of Christ on this earth. We remain salty, and we will remain salty to the end, and we won't lose our flavor, even though they try to orchestrate all this stuff. I think we pretty much nailed them for this month, considering what we're seeing with the symbolism. What do you think, Chris?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a crazy amount of stuff. Crazy amount of stuff. And it's just escalating, and we're just going to try to stay on top of it as best we can. We just want to thank everybody for listening, and we hope this was a blessing to you.
That's right.
And do you have any final? Yeah, God bless everybody, and have a good day.